Well, welcome everyone. I'm really excited today. I'm joined with Catherine Edwards. She is a holistic biologist, like myself, has been fascinated by the human body for a long, long time, and she has put her knowledge into working with animals and people for several decades. She has amazing content out there on social media. You should 100% follow her. I'll put her information in the details because she's always offering just things to support the body, right? To get to the root cause of, well, why are you in discomfort and why are you out of balance? And Catherine, you and I kind of got linked together because of this similar passion and through ASEA and their technology. And it has just been a joy getting to know you over the years. And welcome. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you. And I love our sort of connection because one of the things that I think this global environment we find ourselves in at the moment is the fact that you can really connect with people and share knowledge across the world. And most importantly, share solutions. And we all need that because the problems that are being thrown at us are increasing. So we need to make sure we've got a really good set of solutions in our toolkit.
Yeah, it's totally true. And thank goodness for the internet because you can
Yeah.
wrap your message around the world and get it out to people. So interesting for us, right? The Redox Gold that just came out. You and I were having a conversation about just ways to use it. We've been out there demoing it. I know you and I both like carry it everywhere we go because I, for one, am fascinated by ASEA's technology. I know that it was 3 years of research to create this, and I know they dialed in the redox very specifically to help with relief and recovery. And so I've been using it on a ton of people. I know you've been using it on a ton of people. And there's an issue that I've seen come up that I wasn't actually really familiar with before I started this, which sort of spurred the conversation with you and I, which is referred discomfort. So someone says, well, it's my elbow that hurts. And maybe they put this on their elbow and they don't notice anything. And someone said to me, oh, well, Danielle, that's because it's referred. You need to go put it, up like in the shoulder, the spinal area. And I was like, what are they talking about? So I would love if you could shed some light on this topic because I find this fascinating and really just useful, right, as a guide to get the most out of this.
Oh, I so love this topic because all of these discussions, they make us all connect in with our bodies in a different way, in a way that's really going to serve us to get to the root cause. And this issue of referred discomfort, as we say, is really, really important to understand. And for us women out there watching, I think most of us realize if we have a really bad period discomfort, it can show up as a lower back pain. But equally, the other way round can work. So what referred discomfort really is where there's an issue in one area of the body. So for example, I might have discomfort in my left arm, but this could actually be coming from a problem with my heart. And when you start getting into both the physiology and the energy flows, so whether you're looking at it from an Eastern medicine or a Western medicine perspective, the beauty is this works from both perspectives because a lot of our main energy channels and all our main nerves originate from our central nervous system. And everywhere down between each individual vertebrae, we've got nerves coming out that feed all the different areas of our body, whether it's our skin, whether it's muscles, whether it's bones, whether it's organs, your gut, which we're going to come on to in a minute, because that's crucial to all of it. So what quite often happens is, say, if I've got a problem in my lower back
Mhm.
and I apply the gold on my lower back, if the discomfort doesn't go, it could be that the root cause of that discomfort isn't my lower back, it's coming from somewhere else. And for example, when we take the lower back, gut issues, if your gut's out of balance, that can cause lower back pains. So what we would then do is we'd look at the spinal map and we can share diagrams for this. There's so many out there on the internet. We'd see whereabouts in our spinal back. So it would be basically the lumbar back when we're looking at the discomfort from the digestive system. You would then apply the gel on the lumbar back and see if that caused the issue. And why I love this so much, Danielle, you're saying, well, I've got the symptom here in my tummy or in my lower back. I've put that there. It's not having quite the effect I want. So now I'm going to trace it back and see what the root cause of this discomfort might be. It to the corresponding area of your spine and see what results you're having. And it's fantastic because it's going to help you tune in to say, okay, nothing in my body's happening in isolation.
Right.
We've got to look about where the root cause is and address that for lasting results. Does that make sense?
Makes total sense. I didn't realize this. Like my brain is going in like 100 directions. So can you kind of use it in reverse? Because I'm thinking about organs, right? Because I have people
Yeah.
ask me all the time where I've got this going on with my liver or my gallbladder is the issue or whatever. Could you use it in sort of the opposite way to say, well, this organ is upset, so let me try and put like wherever it is linked to in the back, where the nerves and the energy channels are running, can I put this here and it will support that organ? Is it kind of, it works that way too?
You can, because everything is connected, and in our body, we're always getting two-way messages going through. So by the time we have discomfort show up in an area of our body, and I'm talking here more, Danielle, about chronic issues. So if
Okay.
I put my hand, which I have done, on my hot stove and burn it, I reach for the Venue 28, works wonders. But in
Of
all
course.
seriousness, that's a really obvious cause and effect. I put
Oh
my hand
boy.
on something hot, I get an immediate effect which causes reaction, and I have to treat that locally.
Okay.
However, if I've got an ongoing issue, say I've got an ongoing issue in my shoulder and there's discomfort there, that
Sure.
could be coming from lots of different areas. I could have pulled something, I could have put something out, could be arthritic changes, or it could be referred discomfort from my liver. So,
Huh.
equally, as you say, if you're worried about how you've got a liver issue, you could put the gel, for example, over other areas which correspond with the areas that the nerves feed from the liver and see if that causes an improvement as well. Because by
Huh.
the time a symptom shows up in our body, the imbalance has been there for a long while if you're talking about chronic issues. And another area that a lot of people might have heard of is the belly button and the
Mhm.
soles of the feet. And this is a very similar principle, Danielle, because when you're using it in the belly button is a really important reflexology point, but also, of course, it's what's fed you when you were um, when you were growing in the womb, etc. So there's a lot of nerve endings that attach your belly button. It's a core place for innovative
Huh.
medicine, for example, for actually putting treatment options in there. So
Mhm.
particularly if you've got young children or animals or a difficult area for you to reach, always put it in your belly button. Fantastic at night, because what that'll do is that will then get into your body, and your body has the innate intelligence to take it where it needs it. And have
Yeah.
you heard about reflexology points on your feet, Danielle?
I've seen some images of reflexology points and I've sort of messed with it and I felt some correlation, right? Where there's like massive discomfort in my foot that I also is like the same spot that it is, in my
Yeah.
body. And I'm like, "Huh, there's for sure something to this." Yeah.
So this is really obvious. I am actually an iridologist, and an iridologist is reading the iris, the coloured part of the eyes, because all the
Mhm.
nerve endings in our body, whether we're a human or a dog, end up in the iris, the coloured bit of the eyes, which is the visual aspect of the autonomic nervous system and all our nerves in our body, really, but also mapped out on the soles of our feet. So anyone can look up, it's really great fun. Look up the reflexology chart, say, for human feet. So if you're not getting the immediate results that you want, so say you've got ongoing knee discomfort, you can look up for fun the relevant areas on your feet of knee discomfort and put a point source of gel there. Or what most people do is they rub the gel all over their feet, because then your body will take it to where it needs it. And literally, because there are all these different areas mapped out in your feet, because they are connected by the nerve supply, the peripheral nervous supply that then goes into the central nervous system, you're hitting it from both angles. And the belly button is also very much, most people have heard of the vagus nerve, and the vagus nerve is sort of almost like your master controller of your autonomic nervous system, but it controls so much in our body, but that is accessed directly through the belly button. So it's different
Huh.
options for people. If you're not having the immediate results you want, try the referred pain. So you could literally just put the gel down your whole spinal cord. You can't do any harm with this, you can only do good. And you can also try the belly button and the soles of the feet and just see what feedback your body gives you.
Yeah, I've heard some great results. It's so interesting. There's a massage therapist that I work with. She's been in massage for decades, and she has been getting her husband to rub the gold along her spine every night before she goes to bed. And she said it is just like the sense of calm that comes over her. And now her range of motion is getting better that she's dealt with from a
Yeah.
car accident for decades. I had somebody else tell me, and I'm curious your thoughts on like the gold versus renew. to put on the feet because, the reflexology points, I've heard a lot of people putting the Renew 28 there
Yeah.
along the vagus nerve, belly button. I had a guy tell me that that's all he did was just put the Renew on his feet before he went to bed at night. And he swears that all of the improvements that he's seen in his body have been simply because of that. So I'm curious, like, what do you think about this versus this? For this? Is it like, both? It's one better than the other? Is it just experiment and find out? We're exploring this, so I'm just curious the thoughts.
I love this, and I think what I would really encourage people to do is experiment and see what's working for you, because this is going to give you really important feedback as to what's going on in your body. All of our bodies, yes, we've got some similarities in physiology, but what's going on for each of us is quite unique based on the toxins we've been exposed to, emotional trauma and stress we know is stored within the body, injuries. I'm absolutely infamous for injuring myself all the time because I'm always multitasking. I'm running with buckets and heavy things and cutting myself on brambles and bashing into things and just keep going. But I think a really important point about the Renew 28, I've just got my little sample one here, is with the gold, what we're doing, as you say, is we're hitting those repair and recovery and relief pathways. So that's really, really important for people, because if you have got ongoing discomfort, you're going to compensate. I did both the meniscuses in my knees, and then I compensate and I'm walking funnily and it affects your hips and your feet. And, that old saying, the knee bone's connected to the hip bone, etc. There's a reason for it. We all
Yes.
learned that as children. But why I think people, regardless of whether the gold's working for you on your feet, should use this Renew 28 on your feet, your belly button, and down your vagus nerve is because, as I said at the start, when we see a symptom, unless it's an immediate injury which has got an obvious cause, it's the problem's always been building up for a while. And because this Renew 28 is the topical version of the redox signaling liquid that we all love so much, that really addresses the root cause of things from the
Yes.
inside out, what this is going to do is your body, if you apply it to the soles of your feet, down your spine, belly button, vagus nerve, you are basically trusting your body's ability to
Mhm.
rebalance and repair in the order that your body needs to. So I've got discomfort in my elbow. I apply the gold over my elbow. Personally, I would always do it down my spine as well, because you're going to get much quicker recovery with that and more lasting recovery. But I would also then at night apply the Renew 28, because what the Renew 28 is going to say, look, if I've got issues in some of my joints or my muscles or whatever it might be where you're feeling that discomfort, or even organ, if I'm worried about what's going on in my organs, we always want to be rebalancing the body to say, come on, let's get back to normal. Let's really help it out at a cellular level. And whether you like it or not, this Wonder Gel is going to be doing it. So I would be personally using both, and we'd love feedback from people to see what they're finding and what their body's responding to.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, if you're listening to this, go experiment. I mean, this is safe. We know there's no toxicity. You can use as much as you want of it. And put it in the comments. We'd love to hear. I mean, we're all kind of exploring this, and this is very like a fascinating topic. If people are going to go Google something, Catherine, to get these pictures, is it like the map of, is it a nervous system map? Is it a dermatome map? Is it reflexology? Like, what are we Googling to tell people to go check out?
That's a great idea. So you can look at reflexology and you'll get the fit map. And even though most people honestly will just apply either of the gels directly over the whole of their feet, it's really interesting for you to see. So if you've got a specific area you're worried about, just experiment with doing it over that area and see what you feel. But dermatome is basically, it's the areas of skin that are affected by specific spinal nerves. And then you've got mitotomes. I can send you this and you can just put it in the description below, which is the muscles that are controlled by different nerves of the spinal cord. And then you've got sclerotomes, which is the bone and connective tissue. So you can look up any of these depending what layer you're suffering the discomfort in. Or you can look up referred pain spinal map, and that will give you a really good general one, because quite often if you've got something that's happening at a muscular level for all of us, you're likely to have issues deeper down in the joints and bones as well, even if you're not aware of it yet. But Contact us, let us know if you've got questions, ask us, because we love this. And I think, Danielle, it's such a great idea of yours to discuss this, because it's all helping us sort of really tune in with our bodies a bit more and really ask our bodies what we need and listen to it.
Yeah. Well, we have so many kind of offline discussions about this stuff. And I'm like, people need to be hearing these. Like, this
I
is
agree.
information. So thank you for agreeing. I know you're busy, aligning schedules and everything else. Thank you for making the time for this. And guys, if you're listening, reach out. You always know how to contact us, information in the description. And we want to help you on your journey, help you get to the root of the issues, right? So we can resolve it there. And Catherine, any parting words before we wrap up?
Look, I know people always say, don't come on here and sell things, but I have been walking around everywhere with this gold since we got it in the UK. And you kindly sent me some over even before it was available. And everything from top sports people, elderly people with ongoing discomfort, myself with ongoing discomfort issues I hadn't addressed, and with animals. I can't tell you how good this stuff is. So for me, everyone should have this in their first aid kit, because if you and I, you can look up the other videos Danielle and I have done, but what this isn't doing is masking anything. It's really speeding up the repair process. And there's not many products on the market that are helping you with the immediate discomfort, but most importantly, speeding up the repair process. So we need this. Our animals need it. Just have one in your first aid kit, and you're never going to know when you'll need it at some stage. We all do.
Yeah, 100%. I've been going through this stuff like crazy, because you just get creative. Like, oh, well, let me try on this. Well, I worked on that. Let's do that. It's been wonderful. I know your daughter and I both experimented with just discomfort in the head, and we both were shocked. Like, wait,
really shocked.
let's just do that.
My favorite is the skeptical people, not that you and my daughter are, because she knows how it works, but I love it. The look on people's faces when they're like, oh, wow, this is really great. And then the added bonus that that you're helping their body with that repair process. It really is gold.
Yeah, it totally is. Oh, well, thank you, Catherine. Have a beautiful day, everybody. We thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. As a boy, always knew I one day had the courage to be king. Yeah, time flew when I grew up. Now I'm ready for the promise that it brings. Yo, now I go on a roll, and I know that I'm never breaking down. I control all the flow on my soul, put a sword that is sewn in the ground. She always said it would be someday. Seeing castles in the clouds. One way or another, when I step in the room, everybody better bow. So be careful how you talk to me, 'cause there's only one king, and there's only one crown, and there ain't enough room for us both on the throne. It's about to go down, so you better start running, 'cause I'm coming right now.
Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. And if you feel inspired, please do share with your friends and family. This helps us spread the word, and also helps me encourage some exciting new guests to take part in this podcast. And above all, stay curious and stay free.